Japan attacked Pearl Harbor to avoid a war with America. No, seriously, that was the plan. On November 26, 1941, 6 aircraft carriers slipped out of Japan in total radio silence, carrying more than 350 planes, and one spectacularly bad idea. Japan's own top admiral had already warned the government, "For the first 6 months, I will run wild. After that, I promise nothing." So why attack a country you know you can't beat? Because Japan never wanted to conquer America. It wanted America to look the other way for about 6 months. And the entire fate of the Pacific came down to one liquid Japan didn't have: oil. To understand Pearl Harbor, you have to understand Japan's shopping list. In 1900, Japan was the miracle of Asia, the first Asian nation to industrialize. It crushed China in 1895. Then, in 1905, it beat Russia, the first time an Asian power had defeated a European empire. Japan studied Britain and France and copied their secret formula: empire equals resources. One problem: Japan's islands had almost no oil, no iron, barely any coal. And the land next door, Manchuria, was sitting on a mountain of both. So in 1931, Japanese officers blew up their own railway, blamed China, and invaded. The League of Nations objected, so Japan walked out of the building. In 1937, Japan invaded China itself. What its army did in the city of Nanjing remains one of the darkest atrocities of the 20th century. America watched the newsreels in horror, while selling Japan about 80% of its oil. It was the Great Depression. Japan paid in cash. Then, Japan made the move that ended the game. In July 1941, its army marched into southern French Indochina, an arrow pointing straight at the oil fields of the Dutch East Indies. America's answer was surgical: freeze Japanese assets, cut the oil. Britain and the Dutch joined in. Overnight, Japan lost 80% of its fuel. Its reserves? 2 years, maybe 1 if it actually went to war. Every ship, every tank, every plane now ran on a countdown clock. Washington offered exactly one exit: leave China, all of it. For Japan's army, that was unthinkable. They had spent 4 years and hundreds of thousands of lives there. So Tokyo picked door number 2. Go south. Take the Dutch oil by force. One obstacle stood on the route: the American Pacific Fleet, anchored at Pearl Harbor. On November 26th, as the strike force was already cutting across the northern Pacific, America's final answer arrived: withdraw from everything. The fleet never turned around. The man who had to solve the Pearl Harbor problem was Admiral Yamamoto, a Harvard-educated poker player who knew exactly how rich America really was. His promise? I will run wild for 6 months to a year. His warning? If the war lasts longer, I have no confidence. His plan was a single knockout punch, so hard that isolationist America would choose negotiation over revenge. December 7th, 1941, 7:48 a.m. Sunday morning. 353 planes, 2 waves. The radar crew saw the first wave coming and dismissed it as friendly bombers due in that morning. It was not those bombers. By 10 o'clock, 8 battleships were sunk or burning, 188 aircraft destroyed on the ground, 2,403 Americans dead, over 1,000 of them inside a single ship, the USS Arizona, which still leaks oil into the harbor today. From Tokyo, it looked like a perfect victory. Look closer. The 3 American aircraft carriers, the only ships that truly mattered by 1941, were not at Pearl that morning. The fuel farms? Untouched. The repair yards? Untouched. And that famous line, "We have only awakened a sleeping giant"? Yamamoto never said it. A Hollywood screenwriter wrote it in 1970. What Yamamoto actually did was sit alone in silence while his staff celebrated. The next day, Roosevelt called it a date which will live in infamy. Congress declared war with exactly one dissenting vote. And 4 days later, Hitler declared war on America, unasked, his greatest gift to Roosevelt. Yamamoto got his 6 months, almost to the day. Then, in June 1942, at Midway, American codebreakers who had been reading Japan's secret traffic ambushed the Japanese carrier force. 4 carriers went down. After that, the war was arithmetic. American shipyards built ships faster than Japan could sink them, over 100 carriers alone. It ended in August 1945, over 2 Japanese cities with a weapon nobody had an answer to. And America wrote its own dark page. 120,000 people of Japanese ancestry, most of them American citizens, locked into camps without trial. Japan wanted 6 months. It got 4 years of total war, 2 atomic bombs, and a new constitution that outlawed war forever. So here's the one-line version. Japan didn't attack Pearl Harbor to beat America. It attacked to buy time. And instead, it united the one country that could never be beaten on a clock. Next time, the darkest chapter of Japan's empire, Nanjing, 1937. Bring everything you've learned today. It's the reason the world was watching. If history keeps surprising you, subscribe. We redraw the map every week. Until next time, remember, history doesn't repeat, but it always keeps receipts.